All right, let's welcome in Damien Harris for more discussion on what happened here. Obviously, that loss to Kansas last week took Colorado out of the conversation for the college football playoff at this point, but they're still in that fight for the Big 12 title. First, just your overall thoughts today, because they bounced back big.
Well, you just gave a lot of shout-outs. I got to give one to Robert Livingston, the defensive coordinator of Colorado, because they went out with their backs against the wall. They just came off of an unprecedented loss that they weren't expecting, knocking them out of that Big 12 conversation for a lot of people. And then, obviously, all the things that they did on offense, but to put up a goose egg, like, that was very, very, very impressive to see, especially on the last day for some of these seniors who are going out. It's going to be their last time playing in Colorado. I thought it was a total performance. Offense, defense, there were a lot of big hits, a lot of big plays on special teams from the kickoff unit. I mean, this was a complete dominant victory by Colorado, and it's what they needed to do. Like I said, they talked their way out of the Big 12 conversation last week. Well, guess what? They're right back in it. They need a couple teams to lose, but they can control what they can control, which is winning today, and they did that in a big way.
Yeah, it was 9 teams. Now it's down to 6. ASU, Baylor, BYU, Colorado, Iowa State, Kansas State, all still alive for the Big 12 title with a Colorado win. But now Colorado needs other things to happen. They did what they needed to do, but now they need a couple of those teams to lose in order to secure their spot in the Big 12 title. But just, this is the first 9-win season they've had since 2016. What are your thoughts on where this program is at year 2 under Deion Sanders?
Well, Deion said, we ain't coming no more. We're here, and they are. They have a chance for a Big 12 championship, or a Big 12 championship appearance. If they win that, they get in the CFP playoff. But you look at what Deion did at Jackson State. Then you look what he did in year 1 last year in Colorado. Now you look where they are. They weren't even expected to be in this conversation at all. I mean, people expected them to win 4, 5, 6 games, but here they are, right with an opportunity to get into that conference championship. So I think that speaks volumes to Deion. I think that speaks volumes to guys like Shedeur, guys like Travis, who have much bigger aspirations than just what they're going to achieve at Colorado. But every single week, he gets this team full of superstar talent, starting with Shedeur, and they show up every week, and they play hard. They compete. Shedeur, even though he takes some hits, even though he's scrambling around in the pocket, he's still throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Travis is playing a lot of snaps both ways, but every single week, these guys show up, they're ready to handle business, and that's what they're doing.
Shedeur Sanders today, by the way, was just fantastic, as was Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball, too. But just a quick question about Shedeur, because we talk about Travis Hunter and the fact that he's the two-way star on this team. But when you look at the draft, the NFL draft next year, Shedeur's going to be part of it. What did he do for his draft stock with a performance like this today?
Oh, he just continued to elevate it. And a lot of people already talk about Shedeur can possibly the first quarterback taken off the board.
Could he be the top pick in the draft?
I think he could. I think it depends on who has that first pick and what that team needs. Obviously, that's going to be most important. But if I was a team that needed a quarterback, Shedeur would be my top pick. Cam Ward has been phenomenal all year long. I know he's another guy that, gets that first quarterback off the board kind of hype. But Shedeur has played unprecedented all season. I mean, you look at what he's dealt with, the line that hasn't blocked from all that well. He even had to call him out at the beginning of the season. Well, he got sacked 5 times in the second quarter today. And like I said, he put up 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. I mean, the guy, we don't talk enough about Shedeur's mental and physical toughness. We talk about his arm talent. We've talked about the improvements that he's made to his game. But what he's got up here and what he's got in here, it's unmeasurable. And that's what's going to jump off to these coaches, to these general managers, because they see what he's gone through, the transition from Jackson State to Colorado, not always playing with the best players, not having the best guys up front to protect him, not even having a run game to really make them two-dimensional, but he still just plays at such a high level. He's so cool and calm under pressure. He seems so relaxed. He seems like a great leader. I mean, I'm sure all teams, GMs, they're going to have a hard time deciphering through guys like him, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward. I mean, it's going to be a toss-up as to who could be the #1 pick.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that with Ryan Wilson coming up here on HQ. You mentioned, you gave a shout-out to some of this defense here, because when you pitch a shutout, obviously, that's big. But has Folsom Field become Fortress Folsom?
It has. It's becoming a tough place to play. Yeah. And like I said, Robert Livingston, adding Warren Sapp to this defensive coaching staff, like, this is a defense that's for real. Like I said, they went from giving up almost 34 points last year to around 22 this year, and they put up a shutout. Like, Boulder is going to become a tough place to play. If they can keep Deion there, keep the staff together, Boulder's not going to be a place where a lot of teams want to go and play.
In terms of the path, this pathway for this Colorado team in order to get to the Big 12 title game, we've got to look at that as we talk about the big shutout today. Thanks, Damien. Damien's going to be with us because we're going to talk Heisman in a minute here. But first of all, looking at the path here. So they've done what they needed to do. They got the win today, the big 52-0 shutout. But they need 2 of the following teams to lose: BYU, Arizona State, Iowa State. Remember, it was 9 teams coming into the day. Now with Colorado's win, it's down to 6. 3 of those teams are listed here. 2 of them need to lose if Colorado is going to get to the Big 12 title game.